Is there more truth than joke behind military wives and infidelity?
Yes, dude. What we don't mention is that infidelity goes both ways. Sure, you have to worry about Jody, but many a man has fallen victim to deployment goggles and landed himself in hot water as a result. You can be gone anywhere from a few weeks to a year, and during that time you're surrounded by a few other girls, and your significant other is surrounded by literally hundreds of other dudes, all of which are in shape, have varying personalities, and all going after the same girl. What did you expect to happen? The sad truth is that people in the military get married far too young. Throw two hormonal teenagers into a base filled with hormonal teenagers. Add in fitness, testosterone, and limited supervision, and you have a recipe for disaster. Cheating is common in the military. So is divorce and domestic violence. The military is not a great environment for relationships, and Jody is always watching.
Heed my advice. Don't bang your troops, don't buy some ridiculous car you can afford, and don't propose to your high school sweetheart as soon as you get out of boot camp. My ex did this. Most of the people in my unit have similar stories. This also applies to soldiers that leave to train/deploy as well. It's usually treated like a free hall pass. I've had many broken friendships because someone did something scummy like that and changed my perspective on them as a person. I've even been the other guy in this situation. Hooked up with a girl, noticed afterwards the suspiciously large combat boots peeking out from the closet. She lied obviously, but yes, the armed forces have some of the highest divorce rates associated with a career.
I was cheated on when deployed. It's so hard with you gone. Meanwhile, I was not fucking any of the dudes I was deployed with. It seems very common, but I don't know that it's more frequent than civilian marriages. The big issue comes when newlyweds leave the bubble of their small town and move to a base or military town. For a lot of people, it's their first exposure to the outside world and shows all the insecurities in their relationship. Just comes with the thought that women get too lonely or they're just in it for the benefits. When reality, everyone is. A lot are very young when they get married in the military. This actually reminds me of a funny story I heard. Not sure how true it was. But basically, a guy left for the military with a loyal GF waiting for him back home. Few months pass and she sends him a letter saying she's ending it cause she couldn't handle the distance and found someone else. The guy proceeds to go to all his buddies and ask for a picture of a girl from each of them and sends them all to her asking which one is she. Having lived on, near bases and seeing marriages fall apart for 8 years. Yes, it can be very true. Not always. But there's a lot of truth behind Jody. Goes both ways though. I would say that any job leading a couple to be in different far location for long periods of time would lead to this situation. Military is pretty bad in that regard. It used to be the case for seamen on boats transporting containers too. But now transport trips tend to be shorter, so it's not as bad. I have heard of similar situation with scientists going for 6 months near the poles to study climate change. I was a faithful Navy wife. Husband not. I'll just say it caused a lot of yucky problems. I was isolated from Navy wives. Did my own thing. So was unaware of those goings on.
Oh, this should be fun.
Has nothing to do with military and everything to do with job requiring lots of travel, separation. The younger and fitter the people are, it probably does increase odds to some extent. But that is also not military specific. Yep. Niece married a combat medic. Lasted a whole 6 months. Everyone told her it wasn't a good idea. Even ex-military family acquaintances. GI Joes and GI Hoes. Then Marine Buddy's wife was texting my ex-wife about the cute guy next to her at the airport bar, while he was getting blown up in Iraq. Sounds good and noble and honorable, blah blah blah. Really doesn't work in the big picture of real life. Being away for extended periods of time is not conducive to fidelity. Generally speaking, especially with things like marriages done young to get spousal benefits. Veteran and current spouse here. From what I've seen and heard, it's more common for the service member to cheat.
It's true. All of it.
In my personal anecdotes, yes, haha, and it goes both ways. Behind every joke there's a bit of truth. When it comes to the military, that truth is amplified. I know so many, both women and men in uniform, who cheat. Many times the spouses know about it. And if they were also in the military, boy, you can be sure they know the drill. I can confirm there is a lot of truth. There has also been prostitution rings run by mistake wives. Tide bottle scandal. Jody bars. I had a GF who left the house while I was asleep. Went to base. I lived off base. Got railed out. Came back home and crawled into bed. Good times. It happens fairly frequently. You can find stats that show that if you're a military couple, the likelihood of divorce increases. A horrible stereotype that is often true is the young person who joins the military at the age of 18. Marries their high school sweetheart just before or after their basic training. Then when they go for additional training or a deployment, their spouse isn't prepared for being alone, or a military spouse or whatever. They cheat and often steal money from their spouse, etc.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. TooAfraidToAsk is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.